Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Go Live. This is Katrina, and tonight, this early wee hours of the morning, I want to talk to you about being fruitful and productive right where you are. I was listening to Joel Osteen's podcast the other day, and I listened to it again before coming on in here, so I get refreshed on the concept and the idea. And when I first listened to it a few days ago, I was like, okay, this is I can resonate with it so well, and I think a lot of you will also be able to resonate with it. So that's why I'm here again, sharing this value to you. And if this is the first time you're seeing me, hello, I'm Katrina, and I'm based here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm live here on my business page, on my personal account on Facebook, and also on my YouTube account. And I love what I do. I help ambitious working school age moms build a legacy revenue online while nurturing home and family life. And I want to give inspiration to all of you who are watching this live or in a replay. By the way, let me know if you're tuning in live, comment live, and where you're tuning in from and what time is it there so we know how global we are. Oh, I do, Rebecca. Oh wow, thank you. Oh my gosh, I think it always comes back tenfold. Thank you so much for that. Um, and I don't want to end the day without, you know, um, giving this value, giving this inspiration, and the thought of lightening someone's day with my message is a very, I think, yeah, a nice way to end the week and start a weekend. I was busy the whole day with some um, check deposit budgeting for the month and things like that, some admin stuff with my business and household as well. And we'll be busy this coming weekend. I'll be meeting Rebecca and May over the weekend. Tomorrow we'll be attending a birthday of our family friend and also business partner, James and Christina. So we'll be having some family and also um, business on the side this coming weekend. So I'm excited for that. And yes, so being fruitful and productive right where you are. Have you ever experienced comment me if you ever experienced this situation, like, as soon as I achieve that goal, I will be happy, or as soon as I get that better job, then I will work harder, or as soon as I get well from this health issues, then I will be, I will do more, something like that. It's like we're always living in the future. Like, as soon as this thing happened, then I'll be glad. I'll be more grateful, or I'll go out some more, or I'll help more if I have more money, or we're always in as soon as. And I'm also guilty of that, like, every now and then, or more in the past. And I think the message really talks to that part of us that we're always wanting and waiting for the perfect moment, like, quote unquote, to be able to feel or do something. And Joel Osteen said, God said you have to be faithful and fruitful and productive right where you are planted. Like, oh, what if for example, at work, like, I really don't enjoy my work right now. Even if Joel Osteen's examples, like, even if you're flipping burgers, do it with expertise, like, be an expert on that. And I vividly remember the time that, my first corporate job here in Canada was at a law firm. And I'm very grateful for that because I didn't have any background in that. But a few people, the owner actually of the company and his right hand, the lawyer, trusted me, even if I don't have the background and the working experience yet, the Canadian experience. So as they call it here. But I think it's also because of the background that I have in the Philippines, in the sense that I did work in the corporate industry as well, but they're kind then got curious. What am I doing here in Canada with my family? We did have like a stable kind of career in the Philippines, but I remember, so I got like the entry position, like literally filing the files, like the documents up in the very huge, long, and tall filing cabinets. And yes, it can get really mundane on my end because I know it's not that I'm belittling the position, but it's more of I know I can do more. But I shifted my mindset because I think I was also listening to a podcast back then. And then what I remember is you have to appreciate, um, and be more grateful with whatever situation you're in right now, because it's just a phase sometimes, if especially if you're working towards a bigger goal. And I remember, when I was filing the document, I was praying at the same time, and I said, you know what, Lord, I may have like lots of like bosses technically in the firm, like lots of lawyers that I work with, and not just the owner of the company. But I know my biggest boss is you. So I'm gonna be the best person in this line of work, and I will do my best because it's not really the clients or my bosses who are lawyers that I'm working for or I'm working with. I'm doing my best for you. I'm serving you by being great, by being the best in the role that I was assigned and given to. And that perspective really has had given me, it lightens my load, because I know, but that time I was still, okay, what do I really want to do here in Canada in terms of like career wise? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna, enjoy this at the same time and see where it leads me. And it just it's a game changer. And because the load becomes lighter in a sense that I get to um, look forward to going to work, even if I don't know like the bigger picture in a sense, because that's an industry that I haven't been into. So every day is a learning experience for me. Although it was really, especially at the beginning, I wasn't confident, but I'm looking forward. I was looking forward to going to the office because it's a corporate office. I get to dress corporate, corporate look. So I got excited with that. And God is good, God is faithful, because and he said, Joel Osteen mentioned in the podcast that if you are faithful in the little things, then God will, um, grant you the bigger things. Right? And if you can relate with that, let me know. Type relate, right? Or what another example that he gave is, oh, you know what, people in our office or in my work are always late. So why should I care becoming early? Right? Why they're all slacking in their role. So why would I be excited, or why would I exert the extra effort, right? And yes, you can, just go with the flow, or um, why would you do the same? You're a cut above the rest in terms of, do your best, because that's the role that was given to you, and you don't need to, copy others laziness, quote unquote. You can take the higher road, as Joe Osteen said, right? And maybe you're also, second is like, maybe you're in the business that I'm doing right now. Maybe you're a business partner of mine, or you're in our team or in our online community, and maybe you just started, or maybe you've been here for a few weeks or a month, and you're still working on setting up your business, and you feel like, oh, and you sometimes you it's human nature that you compare yourself to others, like, oh, this person has achieved so many things already, this person is earning like, 4, 5, 6 figures already, in even in a month, in a year, and I don't think I can do that, right? It's normal to feel that way, and I totally understand that. Sometimes I also compare myself to others, and I think that's really something that um but we have to be aware that, use it as an inspiration, not something that, I don't, to make us feel down, right? I would look at it, especially if someone's like earning a lot more or has achieved more than me. I use that as an inspiration and a motivation. Like, oh my gosh, like, this person is paving the way. What is he or she doing in her business or in his business? Maybe I can, get something out of that and make it applicable to my own situation, right? And, rooting for that person, because if that's possible for that person, then it's also possible for you, right? So even if you're just starting out and maybe you're waiting for your results, be productive and fruitful wherever you are right now. I remember yeah, before when I was also beginning, I'm not yet the or the Katrina that I am right now in terms of, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the business, but I would get out of my own way to help others. Not just in my own team, if I can, like, if time permits. And I knew one leader in our business community when she said, when she was starting out, it took her a few months to really get the results that she wanted within her business, and she doesn't have any business partner yet. So what she did, she actually, um, reach out to someone like who's not in her team, not her business partner, and she's like, "Do you want? If you want, I can mentor you." Right? 'Cause she's just ahead of her like for a few months, so that means she knows some things that this new person doesn't know yet, and she became productive in her own right, in her own time, and now, oh my gosh, that person is earning like 6 figures in a month. And looking back, if you because she took that opportunity, like in spite of the affliction, in spite of the challenges that she's going through, she's going out of her way. And I want to personally also mention here, I think she's still watching, Rebecca Soriano. She's my business partner, and she is very diligent with her craft, and sharpening her saw. And despite her multiple jobs plus the business, she still gets out of her way to give back to the community. She's being so productive and fruitful right where she is. And she's now in the higher ranks as well in the business milestones. So that is like blooming where you're planted, but at the same time, knowing and realizing that if you don't like where you are, then you can you're not a tree, you can go somewhere else, like, or you can bloom in another pot or another soil, right? And blooming in your own way, right? And also maybe sometimes when you feel like a family member or a spouse is not treating you, giving you the cold treatment, or maybe you are not just in the good speaking terms, marriage, and things like that. So why, take the higher road and give more, um, offer more understanding and connection with, you become fruitful in a sense that you um, you choose to be nurturing, right? Sometimes I have those instances. I'm not the confrontational person in the relationships. I'll just stay quiet. And my husband's like, okay, let's talk about this. Like, no, I don't want to talk if I'm not feeling okay. I'd rather be quiet for a while and let it, I want to steam it off first and then we can talk, right? Or maybe it will just also, um, it will be just a silly situation afterwards if I realize it. But yeah, usually we sort it out, we talk it out. So, it's a constant awareness. Sometimes it's so easy to just sulk and be in a bad mood, and then you ruin the occasion or the whole weekend. You're not talking to each other, but it's a constant, it's all work in progress always, I think, especially when in any relationships, like with your spouses, with your children, right? And sometimes when we are thinking a lot of stuff, especially for us, I think moms, we have this the mental load that we have. Although sometimes, like now, where I'm talking to you guys, ladies and gentlemen, but sometimes you're thinking about other stuff. You're washing the dishes, but you're thinking a lot of, okay, did I do this, like my son's school, this thing, their appointment, and about the business. I think that's how our brain works. So there's just a lot of consideration sometimes. So um, and so we can snap, like, and especially when like with other people, not just our family members. So take the high road and be um, yeah, becoming fruitful in a sense that you choose to be the kinder, a kind and considerate person, right? And yeah, so I just think I needed to put that one out. Ooh, I have this magic here. It clips on your hair. Uh, yeah, so those are the I thought of. If you, any of one of you here, found value in that, let me know. And hi, Nida. Good morning. Watching from Bahrain. Rebecca, which one? I need to hear this. Uh, and Renelyn, hello, good morning, good morning. And there you have it. So that is my value for you, and ladies and gentlemen, for today. And I think it's really, it's a good reminder, and not just for me, but for every one of us to always be um, fruit, fruitful and productive, right where we are, and at the same time, just being more present. I've been listening to Joe Dispenza's again. We're listening. I haven't finished his audiobook, Becoming Supernatural, and it's really, the more I listen to it, the more it's like more of the scientific um, basis of stuff, like like manifestation. And the more I listen to it, the more I appreciate God's goodness, like His magnificence. Like, yes, it's science, and I know some Christians would say, manifestation is not really like um, uh, go go hand in hand with Christianity, things like that. But there are, I think, Bible verses that really support that. Like, faith is something that you believe in. Like, things are, even you don't see it, right? And it's also in the Bible. So I become more and more in awe of God's goodness, like like the details, like how our body works, our mind, our brain, like, how it's connected to the supreme being, which is God. So that's my belief in that. Of course, not everyone would be well, like, we have different beliefs. I would respect whatever your belief is, but that's, the more I listen to it, it's like, oh my gosh. That's why, when we're meditating, when first thing in the morning for a few days now, I'm working hard on it because sometimes it's so easy for me to just grab my phone and then check on the messages first thing in the morning. And for a few days now in a row, I want to give myself a pat on the back that yes, I still grab my phone, but I would go to my Abide app, like, prayer and meditation. I would start with that. And then I would do a longer 20-25 minute meditation by um, what's his name, Joe Dispenza, and then I would read the Bible. There's the Bible app has also like stories and short. What do you call this? What do you call that? Like Bible reading and a quick explanation, like guided scripture. So something like that. And sometimes I share that too on my stories, and also that's an inspiration for you guys, especially if you're here in the business. Like, how what will I share? I would always say, just documenting your life, how you do your personal life and also the business. Of course, you control. You don't need to say share everything, but just documenting your day. What you read, what you like. This, like, I'm sharing this. I just listened to a podcast, and when you listen, when you read something with the intention of teaching it, you absorb it more. I have read that somewhere. I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because if you're just listening and reading just for your own consumption, sometimes you get mindless about it, right? But if you have the intention, oh, maybe this is something that I can use as a topic for my Go Live, or maybe my business partners will also learn from this, or what can I get from here that I can apply not just on my business but also for others, right? How can I um, make this work for my family, for my kids, right? If you have that intention and goal, you absorb the information more. That's why I listen to the podcast again before coming here live, just so I get refreshed on the ideas that I can share with you. So there you have it. I thought it's going to be just 10 minutes. I told my husband because it's a weekend. We usually sleep late, like the kids. But again, there you go. I get carried away sometimes. So there you have it. I hope you guys find value in that. And I will check on my buyer. So congratulations to whoever you are. I'm excited to get you rolling into the business. And I was actually, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Anaida. Matthew 6:33, chapter 6, verse 33. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Absolutely. Amen. Thank you so much for watching this live or on a replay, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another episode of my Go Live. Okay? And bye for now. Have a great day wherever you are, and God